I flew into Calgary by myself and spent a day exploring the city. I had never been there before and wasn't expecting much, so I was pleasantly surprised at how much I enjoyed the city. For a senior solo traveler, it was a very easy city to navigate, with lots of parks, pedestrian walkways, benches for resting, and the city itself is pretty flat. I arrived late at night and took a taxi to a hotel in the heart of downtown. I began the next day by going up in the historic Calgary Tower. It was a quick way to get an overview of the city. Then I just began wandering. On the way, I discovered some beautiful plazas, restaurants, fun shops, galleries, and an absolutely stunning new library. I could have spent a day there. I walked back a slightly different route along the Bow River, then headed back to downtown. I found a nice area that was bustling with restaurants and planted myself there for food and refreshment. Calgary is more modest than Vancouver or Toronto, but has a cool vibe. My 24 hours in the city was peaceful, and I was lucky to have perfect weather. I will definitely return to Calgary for a much longer stay. Then it was off to Banff National Park, where I joined my daughter and son-in-law. Banff is truly a special place. The town itself is quaint and cute, but it's the majestic mountains that blow you away. I would definitely recommend the Banff Gondola ride that takes you to the top of Sulphur Mountain. There's a boardwalk at the top that takes you even higher up, where you can get even better views of the Bow Valley and mountain ranges. These are some of the views from the top. There's also a Discovery Center, snack bar, and bistro at the top. You need to make a reservation for the gondola though, so plan in advance. The next day, our destination was Lake Louise. Because the parking lot was full and we needed a reservation for a shuttle, we took the advice of a local to park by a gas station and walk 3.5 miles in. It was a pretty exhausting round trip. However, we were truly rewarded. The path followed a rushing stream with gorgeous greenery and tall trees. And then when we got to the lake, it is unbelievably breathtaking. The color of the water is just so brilliantly blue. Once there, we decided that to really get our fill of the lake, we needed to rent a canoe. There are no motorboats allowed on the lake, so there is a quiet beauty as your oars push through the water. It was an unforgettable day. Of course, now we had to trudge uphill the 3.5 miles back out. Not as much fun as the way in, but still very pretty. The following day, we drove around the national park and discovered other lakes and mountain ranges. Although Lake Louise is truly magnificent, there are some other strikingly beautiful lakes and rivers in the surrounding areas that you shouldn't miss. And no, these pictures are not Photoshopped. The lakes are really this blue. My few days in Alberta were really too short. We managed to pack a lot into a short amount of time, but I would recommend a more leisurely pace. Having a car was a big plus for exploring the park. We had booked a short-term rental on the outskirts to save money and managed to see all the highlights, but I would definitely recommend detailed planning and reservations. This area is very, very popular in the summer months. If you'd like to follow more of my journeys, please subscribe at Senior Solo Travel. Cheers!